Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to What the Fuck Are We Doing? I'm Randy.
And I'm Miranda.
And we're back, bitches. It's been almost a month.
Yeah. It
Um,
wasn't intentional.
yeah, like shit just happens.
Mm-hmm.
If you're new here, we're both in school,
Mm-hmm.
and that's been kind of kicking our asses.
Yeah, I had midterms last week.
I have
I don't know.
finals this upcoming week for these classes. And then I
then
start my next set of classes.
Okay,
Since my classes are weird.
I have 3 more weeks, and then I get like maybe 5 days off, and then we go into our next term.
Yeah, I'm actually like very happy because typically for my school, I'm like in accelerated courses. So once you finish your classes, you get like 2 days off.
Mm-hmm.
So like that Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday you start your next set.
Mm-hmm.
But I actually get a spring break this time. So I
Oh my
get
God, I
2
love
weeks
that.
off. I get 2 weeks off and then I start my next set. So
I want 2 weeks. Maybe I get 2 weeks, and I don't even know. I don't think so.
I didn't think I did, but then I checked and I was like, oh, you guys
I know
love
we got
me
like the
for
holidays.
once.
We got like a month, but that's just
Yeah.
because it was the holidays.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have to look. I don't think we get.
And
don't
it's
know.
still like you only get a month. I feel like you should get 2 months.
Well, and then because you then have to start. All your work has to be done before class starts. So do you really get a month? No.
Yeah,
You
no.
get like 2.5 weeks. It's kind of dumb.
Yeah.
But I also just took out more loans, so now they're paying for all my school because I don't want to.
I was considering that, but I'm so close. I'm like, I'm just gonna.
You are very close.
Try to ride it out.
I had to have like a come to Jesus moment because I was like, this is only my second term, and
Yeah,
I paid
no.
for a portion of it out of pocket, and I was like, I don't think this is sustainable.
Like the other day, I was looking at how much I have paid so far out of pocket, and like me being the person that pays for it, I'm like,
I know. Well, that's
like,
what I told
fuck.
my mom. I was like, I'm okay with having student loans.
Honestly,
I
I don't know why I convinced myself that it was this
horrible, right?
thing.
Everyone has loans.
Because now I regret it. I'm like, I wanted to be this bitch that was like gonna pay everything off, and it's like cool. Some people do that, but it's like, what the fuck? Like,
I know.
A lot.
I thought I really wanted to pay at least part of my way. I couldn't afford to pay all of it, but
yeah.
I was like, oh, let me try it, and I tried it, and I don't want to do it.
Like, here I am.
I'm like, and I need more money, please.
So, if there's any listeners out there who are still in school and struggling, we feel you.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah, honestly. I just found out we're gonna kind of catch you guys up on what's been going on in our lives.
Yeah, since it's been a year.
Yeah, it honestly feels like it's been forever.
I know.
Like getting ready to do this.
It does though, but then it doesn't because I kind of feel like we took a week off, and then I just looked and was like, oh my God, it was almost a month. Like, but it's because we were doing shit nonstop. It's not like we were like, we just don't want to record. It was like, we don't have the time to.
And it's annoying too, because I feel like obviously they don't see what's going on like behind, like behind the scenes of what the fuck. But there's so many times where we're like, fuck, we need to record, but we have like all this other shit to do, and we're just like, fuck it, like we can't do it this week, and then it's like annoying. Like, to me, I get annoyed because I'm like...
Or it's like 7 p.m. on a Sunday, and we're like, oh, my God, we didn't record anything. And we're like, well, I guess we just waited out one more week.
Yeah, like, sorry, guys. You're going to be put on hold. So those of you who message me and who are like, hey, is there a new episode?
No.
There is. So there is today. So
there is this time, but
you're welcome. No. Hopefully we can get our shit figured out and be more consistent, but that's kind of just life, and you guys are you know, hanging out with us. So we appreciate those who understand.
Yeah. We also have like a lot of other things you can go back and listen to if you.
Yeah, like
if you really want to hear us talk, there's so many things you can listen to.
If you haven't listened to every single episode, like this is your chance. You know, when we take these breaks, like catch up on something new. And we see those that do listen to old episodes.
It's also funny to go back and listen to like our first season doing this because we're so different as people now. I just think it's hilarious.
It's interesting to hear my voice.
Yeah.
Like, it's interesting just to hear us, like, our dynamic and how we talk. Because, like, I wouldn't say... I like to think we've changed a lot.
Yeah.
In a sense. But there's some things where I'm just like, oh, I'm still the same bitch.
Like... Me too. Me too. Well, we were, like, so awkward at first for really... I mean, not that I'm kind of scary. Awkward, but I was more awkward than I am.
Yeah, because we had no idea what the fuck we were doing.
Yeah, that's true. I'll never
now it's
forget
kind of
when
like
we
we
did
just don't
that.
give a shit.
We did that intro for like a fucking hour and a half, and it was what, 30 seconds long.
Yeah, no, guys, like it was intense.
Did you fix your nail?
Yeah.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, guys. So let's get
Broke
into
a
it.
nail.
I look like this. I had a late night at work. I just
Mm-hmm.
woke up right before recording this. I want to be honest. Only half of my shirt is ironed. If you guys know that about me.
That's fine. She
Wrinkles
doesn't
are not
like
my
a
thing.
wrinkly shirt, guys.
Yeah,
She
like
doesn't.
biggest fucking turnoff ever. But Miranda and I hung out for like the first time in a long time. Like actually hung out like an entire day.
Yeah, we literally all day. Yeah.
All day. Yes, we got drunk.
And now I'm not drinking for a month.
And now she said she's not drinking for a month.
I really
So,
am not. I'm really
That's
not.
good.
Yeah. And I ordered Peloton shoes, so I am gonna fucking
Oh,
get
are you?
in shape.
Look at her. Are you gonna use Marla's?
Yeah. I'm
I
just
love that
gonna
for
be
you.
over there in their little garage.
I'll never forget during the pandemic when I was like,
You wanted to buy a Peloton, remember?
yeah,
And you're like, I think I could put it in the corner of my
in
room.
my room. No, like I have the space for sure. Like
Oh
I can
my
make
God.
it work. But I was like really wanting to be a fit bitch.
That's when we had a bunch of money from fucking unemployment. We just didn't know what to do. We were like, oh,
No, we really didn't.
let me buy a Peloton.
No, for real. I was like, I have the money. I should just fucking buy it.
You
huh?
should have fucking done it. That
But
would've
no,
been
I saved the
hilarious.
money and put it towards school, and now I hate my life. But it's okay.
That's okay.
That's life. So we hung out for the whole day. We got drunk. We had a great time. We went to a soccer game.
Mm-hmm.
Saw some beautiful men.
Oh my God, yeah, that one guy was gorgeous.
The captain. Oh, captain, my captain.
Apparently, Rodrigo says he's married with kids, but whatever, he's beautiful. We should have got down there with all those people taking
We
pictures.
should have taken a
We
picture
didn't even
with him.
know
We
who the
should've been
fuck he
like-
was. We should have been like,
We were just
hey.
there. Yeah, I was wearing a man's jersey that I didn't even know.
Yeah, we had fun though.
Yeah, it was a great time. And
Mhm.
it's always fun hanging out with Miranda and Rodrigo. I feel like they're my parents, like my fun
Randy
parents.
thinks it's like the funniest shit. I don't.
I do.
know.
It's entertaining. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen those progressive commercials where they
Oh
talk
my
about
God.
like the young people becoming their parents. That is Miranda. Like
Yeah.
at the game, that was Miranda the whole time. You think I'm going to use a porter potty? Why are you parking so far? There's a parking space right there. Like all these things. And I was just like, I love this.
To be fair, he did park so far.
He
for
did.
No
I don't know
reason.
why, but it was
Um,
fine.
And then
We
there
found a
was
parking
no
spot, at
need
least.
to use the porta potties when the restrooms had no line. So I stand by both of those statements.
Yeah, everything worked out the way it was supposed to.
Yeah. We had
Miranda
fun.
got some Del Taco.
Oh my
I'm
God,
surprised I
did.
didn't.
You got a churro.
Oh, I did. I was on my gluten shit that day.
Yeah.
And then we went out for
Yeah.
drinks and food.
We spent a stupid amount of money.
Yeah.
It was fun, though.
But it was
We
a
had
great
fun.
day.
Yeah,
like,
we
I had a
fun.
great day. So
I was just exhausted, but we had fun.
Yeah, no,
had a
I
good
had.
time.
Did I? Oh, I didn't have work the next day. I was like hungover in bed all day the next
No,
day.
you did not. Yeah, I woke up and felt like shit. Like, I felt horrible. And the thing is, this is why I'm taking a break from drinking. Well, a few different things, I guess. One, we did drink a lot, yes. But, like, there's been instances in the past, like, couple months where I can have, like, 2 drinks and wake up and be like, oh, my God, I feel so sick.
I
Like,
really wonder, like, what that is. Does that have? Is it like what you're drinking?
I don't
is
know.
It,
so
like-
far, there's been nothing consistent about it. It's just
Okay.
like I could have 2 drinks of something and not like 2 sips, but like 2 physical drinks, and then be like, have a headache the next day. And I'm like, I don't understand. Like, I drink so much water all the time right before I go to bed. So I've decided that to me is just not worth it. And then I've
Yeah.
also decided that the anxiety that I feel after drinking, like, I'm
Yeah.
trying to reclaim my Sunday mornings and like wake up and like do things with my life rather
That's
than like
good.
wanting to cry and be like, what did I do? Even though I didn't
Yeah.
do anything.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's just you. You gotta.
yeah, I think it's going to be
Reclaim it.
good.
I love that. Reclaim your Sundays.
Yeah, there's this girl I found on TikTok. I'll have to share her name. Maybe we could post one of her videos. And she's doing like 100-day. I think she's probably like our age. She's doing like 100-day sober thing because she was talking about how she had the same thing. Like, she would be so anxious the next day and would just like feel terrible. So she's doing it. And then I was reading all the comments and people are all the same age and they're like, I'm going to stop drinking too. Like, I feel so terrible on those days. And I'm like,
Yeah.
me. So yeah, I'm taking a break.
Honestly, sometimes like when me and you talk about things and you're like, oh, I have anxiety and stuff, sometimes I'm like, am I supposed to feel this way after?
No, you're not.
You know, like, I get that you're not supposed to, but sometimes I'm like, so many people feel that way. And then when they talk about it with you and I'm like,
Yeah.
you know, like, I'll get a headache and, like, it'll go away. But, like,
Yeah.
I don't get the anxiety.
But I also think this is very new
for you.
Yeah, like, this is probably within, like, the last.
So I'm like, is this with age? Like, as
probably.
a woman?
Because this is, like, within the last, I'd say, like, year and a half. Before that, I used to just be, like, super hungover. And then I'd feel fine eventually and be like, okay, moving on. Now I'm, like, it, like, sits with me all day. Like, I feel like my mood is, like, shit. And,
no,
like, I want to, like, cry. I want to cry.
Like, talking to you Sunday morning on FaceTime, I was like, she's not okay.
Yeah, like, it makes me want to cry. And I'm like, I didn't even do anything wrong. I don't know. But I don't want to feel like that anymore. So I've decided I'm going to just
She's reclaiming her Sundays. Yeah. Honestly, you should start a thing. You've already, since last week? It's been a week.
It'll be a week tomorrow.
It'll be a week tomorrow. Mm-hmm. If anyone wants to join Miranda on her little thing, you guys should do it. Reclaim your Sundays.
We can do it together.
Or reclaim any day of the week.
Any day of the week.
Whenever you're drinking.
You drink on a Tuesday. You just don't know. I mean, I don't, but sometimes people do. Yeah,
we used to. Occasionally.
What else was I going to tell you about that? Oh, so I feel like I don't really drink during the week because I just don't have time. Sometimes I'll, like, have a beer while I do homework, but that's pretty rare. So I don't think the weeks are going to be, like, I don't think it's going to be hard. I think it's going to be, like if this weekend's going to be fine, I'm just going to Rodrigo's. It's just going to be us. Next weekend, all of a sudden, we never have plans. We have a birthday party. People want to go to dinner with us. I'm like, this is going to be fun.
With you, like I think social.
Yeah, and I think it's not like I'm going to be like, I need a drink, but it's just going to be, like, interesting to be the one that's watching everyone else drink. So
yeah, that's like, I went to dinner with two of my coworkers the other night, and I remember I was, like, looking at all the drinks. I'm like, I don't know why sometimes, like, when you go to, like, a nice restaurant or, like, when you're just with people, I'm like, ooh, I need a drink. Like, I'm looking
all the time.
And I was like,
why do
I
need to do this?
I'm like, no, I'm fine.
That's like $15. That's like $15 extra dollars.
Not even just that, but I remember I was just like, like, I don't actually need one. Like, I'm fine.
Do you remember you and I used to talk about that? Like, my mom would be like, girls, every time you go eat, you don't have to get a drink. That's why it's so expensive. And we were like, yeah, we do. Yeah, like, we need a drink.
And it's funny, too. Like, I don't know if I've talked about it on the podcast before, but, like, my family jokes often with me about how when I was younger, I didn't understand drinking. I thought drinking was fucking stupid. So anyone in my family who drank, I was just like,
yeah, what
why?
Are you doing?
Like, why are you doing that? And yeah, funny story. My dad one time drank a beer when I was young. I want to say I was like 8, and I saw him drinking a beer with a neighbor, and my dad doesn't drink. And I started crying, and I ran home and told my mom. And he got yelled at because she was like, what the fuck? Like, it wasn't even a problem that he was drinking a beer. It was that I started crying because I was learning all that, like, dare shit at school. And I was like, everything
you're
is
an
drugs.
alcoholic.
Yeah, I was like, you're doing drugs. Like, what the fuck?
You go to school, you're like, my dad drinks.
Yeah, I go tell Deputy Wall, I'm like, my dad does drugs.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, there was much worse going on than drinking a Bud Light. But,
that's so funny.
That's just how it used to be. And I remember I told my mom, too, like, multiple times, I'm like, why do people go out and, like, order a beer with, like, their dinner or, like, a drink? I'm like,
and
that's
now
weird.
We're like, can I get a beer, please?
No, me, I'm like, beer tower, maybe a marg on the side.
Where's the drink menu? Thanks.
No, literally every time. That was me when I went to fucking dinner with my coworkers. You know how you have to, like, scan menus now? They're, like, scanning the food menu. I'm like, I'm gonna look at the drink menu, and they're
Isn't
like,
that,
okay,
like,
like,
so
why am I like this?
I think so much. We should do a whole episode on this, but I think. Oh my God, we've never done an episode on drinking before.
I'm surprised we haven't. I feel like we just talk about drinking, but we don't have.
Yeah,
like,
we need to do a whole episode on this.
Our relationship with drinking.
Yeah, it hasn't been good, I'll tell you. Wow, we should really do that.
Miranda's mind blown right now. But yeah, like, I used to think it was gross and joke about it, and, like, I really don't know what made me become a drinker. We're gonna save this for our next episode, but, like,
I know, I'm like, we could talk about this shit for fucking hours.
Yeah.
Maybe we're gonna have another 2-part episode like that one when we talked about
Lock and Key.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
But yeah, we hung out. A lot has been going on in our lives with work and school and just life. But we're back. Mm-hmm. And this week we're talking about excuses. excuses.
Randy, you want to tell them why we're talking about this?
So, I love it. I feel like I'm always the example, but I don't mind it.
Well, you kind of have to be for like dating things.
For dating stuff. Yeah. I don't even know how to really explain it, but basically, like, there is a person in my life that I genuinely care for, like, as, like, we are friends, but I guess you can say, like, our relationship is a little bit more than friends.
Yeah, I would say so.
It's more than friends, but we do not have, like, a romantic relationship, like, of any sort. Like, it's not like that. It's just very... I hate to use the word,
it's like friends
loose.
With benefits.
Yeah, it's just very, that's what it is. This is where, like, all the angry messages come in. Like, oh, my God, you have a friend benefits or whatever. Yeah, well, I did.
Not anymore. Just kidding.
Yeah, pretty much. But basically, I've had this person in my life for a long period of time, and it's never, like... I never interacted with him when I was, like, in a serious relationship. Like, you know, when we were both single, like, it was kind of just there. It happened. I guess, like, it kind of started getting, not more serious, but we started seeing each other more often. And it just got to the point where, like, excuses started to appear. So, like, basically, I feel like I don't even know how to say this without, like, giving out everything. But I feel like I have to.
I was just going to say, even if he listens, I don't give a shit. I told him all this the other day.
Oh, my God, no. Like, I don't care about that. He doesn't fucking listen. I know for a fact he doesn't listen.
Oh, well, just tell them about this weekend. Just tell them about this weekend.
So, yeah, we had this weekend. Everything's fine. We're talking consistently, like, as friends, you know, just how we talk. And we're going out. I'm going out with Miranda. We're in the area where he resides, where he lives. Yep. And Miranda was like, oh, invite him. Like, we're going to dinner, invite him. And
wait, to be clear, it wasn't like dinner. Like, it's like a bar. And you, like, go out. Like, it was, like, casual dinner. Like, we weren't, like, taking him to, like, fucking some fancy ass. Like, we were sitting at a picnic table.
Yeah.
Okay. It wasn't, like, bougie.
So this is honestly a great story because you get to see Miranda's side of it and you get to see mine and how different, like, not different they are, but, like, just the perspective on it. So she's like, oh, like, we're going to go to dinner tonight, obviously. Like, I'm making a reservation. 2 of our other friends were coming, like, a couple. She was like, they're going to meet us, like, ask him if he wants to come. And honestly, when she told me that, immediately in my head, I was like, I'm just going to say he can't go. Like, I'm not even going to ask. Because for me, and this is me making excuses for people because this is something I do frequently, I was just immediately like, if I'm telling a guy that I have no serious relationship with, hey, my best friend is inviting you to dinner. Yeah. She's making reservations with another couple. I don't know if this is me just thinking in, like, fuckboy mindset, but I'm like,
I think it
is. Because this is going to make things, like, tricky and, like, weird. Like, I wouldn't want the person that, like, thinking.
Given any other people, I would say maybe, but I just think that, like, the dynamic of, like, me and Rodrigo and then, like, our other friends that were there, like, it was very, like, non-coupley. We were at a fucking bar. Like,
yeah, you guys aren't, you know? You guys, both of you guys as couples are not, like, PDA or anything like at all. But
and it's not like we would have made him, like, sit next to all the boyfriends and, like, talk to the boyfriends. No,
I
get
like, that.
You know?
I know you guys aren't like that. But me thinking of him not knowing you guys at all.
Immature.
That could be one thing. But, yeah, I remember I hit him up and he was like, oh, yeah, maybe, like, whatever. And I was like, okay, cool. I immediately knew. I was like, he's not going to come.
I did too.
But we had hope.
Yes.
We're like, maybe he'll just
I was like holding out. I was like, maybe.
Because, like, it wouldn't be weird. Honestly, like, we would not make it weird. But, like,
no,
I understand,
gonna,
like the
him.
unknown of it.
Like, I wasn't going to harass him. I just wanted to be like, who the fuck are you? Like, that spends all this time with Randy. Like, I just want to meet you. Not in like a, what do you want from her? Like, I know what you want. Like, I got it. But like, I just
Miranda's
wanna,
like that part is clear. We
like,
understand.
I get it. He's
but
just
so hours pass. We're texting. I go
Mhm.
to the game. We go back to Rodrigo's. Rodrigo and I took a shot.
Yeah,
I'm like
surely
laying
did
there.
not.
I'm glad you didn't.
I fell asleep.
Yeah, she took a nap. We're like hanging out. And then all of a sudden I notice he's like not texting me really as much. And it's right before dinner. And I was like, I called it. Like, I don't give a fuck,
whatever. We moved on.
So I was like, I'm just going to text him. I was like, hey, are you going to come? And he's all, no, sorry, like, can't make it, with like a sad face. And I was like, okay, that's fine. I was like, I knew it. And he's all, what? And I was like, I knew you weren't going to come. Like,
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to pick a fight or be mean, but I was like, it's fine. Like, you're
Get
good.
off my bed, Rose.
She's talking to her cat, if
sorry.
you can't see.
Get off.
But, so that happens. And then he texts me and he's like, well, what are you doing after?
And then we went to just a bar after.
We went to another bar.
And which
Not
was
far
even
from where
less,
we were.
even less intimidating. I guess it's kind of like a restaurant there too, but it was a bar. And then I took Randy's phone and was
I had no
texting
idea.
him.
Like, at this point, I honestly did not think I was drunk. But then I
was
remember
sitting in
like
between
looking,
you and fucking Rodrigo, and I was like, no one knows what the fuck I'm doing.
No,
And
literally, I had no idea. This whole time I was like, oh, she's just on her phone. I'm like
No.
talking to the other couple.
Yeah, I was
listening to
fully
music.
texting him, and
I was honestly like on my side, like my arm was like looking around my bag for my phone, and I was just like, I'm tripping. Like, I am tripping. Like, I have it. Like,
I don't even remember exactly what I said to him, but I remember like the gist of it, and I basically told him like
she was giving him two.
I just told him like,
but he was
you're
giving
being,
her two
like
too.
you're being dumb and you have no reason to not come. It's not that serious. Like, no one's asking you to be Randy's fucking boyfriend. And
Yeah.
then he's like telling us to come to him, and he happens to be at this bar that's like a mile away from us. Maybe.
Yeah, it was very close.
I'm like, okay, well, you could walk your ass over here. Like, Randy's not walking over there, and we're not walking over there, so you can come here.
Miranda was like, have you ever heard of Lyft or Uber? I was like, the next morning I was reading the messages and I was like, oh
He
my
was
God.
just being dumb. So the bottom line is he literally did anything he could to be around where we were, but wouldn't come to where we were. And then when we were done with our night, then he was willing to hang out with Randy.
yeah.
So the bottom line here is that, one, Randy made excuses for him.
I make excuses for everyone. It's kind of annoying.
Yes. But
And
then
it's something I'm trying to work on.
I think the thing, I don't know, I guess that I just don't understand this because, and I haven't dated in a while, but like if I had the type of relationship you guys had with someone, and I would assume that his friends knew about me, right? Because they
do. 'Cause
and
I've
you've
hung
met
out with
them. Okay, so
Yeah.
you've met his friends. Then it's like, what's the difference between hanging out with his friends and okay, your friends happen to be people that are dating each other. Whoop-de-doo. Like, so if we had one more single person with us, would it have been like less weird? Or would he still have made like a dumb excuse? You know what I'm saying?
My thing was, it was just an excuse and like he wanted no part of it. And it's like, that's fine.
Just say it. Just
Yeah, that's fine.
be honest.
Like, and it's funny because since then, like, I have not heard from. Well, no, I heard from him last night actually for the first time, but it was like something stupid.
I just have a lot of thoughts about him.
Yeah, and then
Did I
I
tell
don't know.
Never mind, I'm not going to say that while we're I'll tell you after.
But no, that's just something like I've realized I make excuses for people in like the dating aspect because I'm constantly someone who like dating is fun. Like I think it's fun. Like I love meeting new people, like whether it's a date or just as friends, whatever. But I know how I am, and I know that like I am very clear about the relationship that I have with this man, or like if I get in any type of relationship like that with someone, like I know what it is. Like part of me may want something more, but at the end of the day, I know what it is, and I know I'm not going to make it weird, and I'm not going to force something on someone.
Well, that's why I think that's weird too, because like I feel like he knows where you stand with things. So it's like, you think that if
like we've had the conversation.
Yeah, and if your feelings had changed, does he think that the way you would do that would be by inviting him out to dinner with us instead of having a conversation with him? Like,
Who knows?
I don't understand.
But that's the thing too, like at the end of the day, it's like I feel like we could make up all these like scenarios and like think he feels one way, but at the end of the day he could probably just be like, I didn't want to fucking go to dinner.
And that's fine, but just say that. Just be an honest person.
I can't make it.
Oh, I can't make it, but I'm suddenly gonna go out where I never go before. Okay. I hope I don't meet him now.
Miranda went off on the messages, and it's so funny because I was reading them and I'm like, this is some shit that I like want to say, but like I never say it. Mm-hmm. So now I understand why you were asking me for my phone passcode. You asked me for it twice, and I remember I just told you, and I was like, why the fuck is she asking me that? She was on my fucking phone texting.
I was totally on your phone. Yeah, I don't know. I think that, I don't know.
I think personally I need to be done with those type of relationships.
I think so too. Because I think that
it's easy to make excuses for people in those types of relationships when you're not expecting anything really.
But I don't think that you are, right? I think that you secretly deep down are expecting something, and then to like shield yourself from the disappointment of them being shitty, then you like come up with an excuse that you feel like maybe valid, and you're like, oh, he just didn't want to come. He just doesn't want to be around you guys. You know? So it's like,
yeah.
And like really you're like, fuck, that's stupid. But you're not going to say that because you like kind of are going to be upset about it.
Oh, I am pretty sure when I was drunk, I said a lot of shit to him.
I hope you did.
Yeah, no, I think I did.
Good, yeah. I'm glad. He needed to hear it. Because he's, you know, I think that's the thing that, maybe this is where my thoughts are going. Like, if you're in any type of relationship with someone, like Randy's, like a serious, whatever, and you're doing things with someone that require a lot of trust and like, what's another word I can put there?
If you're having sex with someone.
Yeah, I just think that you should like, I don't know. Is it weird to like hang out with their friends? I don't know. I guess I'm just confused by it all. Like, if you can do that with someone, why can't you just casually go get drinks with them and their friends when you've already done that?
Yeah, I don't know. I think
maybe he's like intimidated by you.
Maybe, and my friends.
And he's like scared.
My friends are amazing.
You should be fucking scared.
No, I honestly think it's like the difference between man and woman.
That's what I was thinking too.
I think like for men, because for a long time, like for as long as I've known him, like I've never met his friends. I only recently met them.
Yeah, I remember, and it was like really random.
It was random, like I was not expecting it, but like I'm fine. Like I can meet anyone, like and be fine. Like I cannot make shit weird.
Funny, because wouldn't you think it would be the other way around, where like you don't want like a woman to hang out with your friends because you're like, she's gonna think like I'm trying to make this more than it is. But
yeah, no, I mean I didn't take it as that at all.
No, because it's not, and it's not weird.
Yeah. So I remember like when we were hanging out with his friends, like. One of his friends actually tried hitting on me, like, while we were there. But I just remember thinking, like, it's almost, I don't want to say, like, a power play or, like, a power move. But it's, like, you bring a girl, like, when you've been single forever, and, like, she's good looking or whatever, and, like, you kind of flaunt her off. Like, this is kind of, like, what I can get, you know? Like, I feel like it's, like, that. Mm. But for a girl, like, guys think, like... They bring a guy around their friends. Me. Yeah. Like, that's how I think of it. I don't know. I feel
too
like
highly of himself. I think he's thinking too much
I think it's, like, just conditioned to think that way. But, yes, from that example, I make excuses for people when I shouldn't. That's something.
That's going to be something she's going to change.
Every episode, I'm working on something, right?
You are. I'm trying to think of who I make excuses for.
I make excuses for a lot of people in my family. Like, we didn't want this episode to be just about dating.
Yeah.
Even though that was our prime example. But I make excuses for fucking everyone.
I think that I make excuses for nobody. Like, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't. Like, I don't give anybody, like...
You don't.
I'm like, oh, you didn't do it? Yeah, it's because you fucking suck. Not because there's, like, a reason.
Yeah, no,
so maybe I'm, like, too far one way and you're, like, too far another way. Is it ever appropriate to make excuses for someone?
No, but I think in my mind, I like to believe yes, that you can
But
like create some excuse.
think about it, right? Because if someone had a valid, serious excuse, you wouldn't have to make one for them. So I don't think
Yeah.
I don't think you should ever have to make one for someone then.
No, I think I just make them because it makes me feel better.
I think so too. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I make a lot of excuses for myself. That's who I make excuses for. Like, I was actually just thinking about this the other day. Like, I was talking to one of my classmates. We have to do, like, practice therapy with each other. And one of the things I was talking about was how, like, I never see anybody anymore. Like, if I'm not with Rodrigo on the weekends, like, I'm either there or I'm here doing homework. And I was like, I feel like I make a lot of excuses to not see people. And then part of me is like, is that a bad thing? Like, because I feel like the people that I want to see, like you and I will find the time whenever it may be, and we'll see each other. But I don't know. I do make a lot of excuses for myself. I don't think that's good either.
So that's the thing. I don't think that's good. I feel like I kind of rarely, I mean, you could correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like I rarely make excuses for myself. Mm-hmm. Like, it depends on what it is. Like, I feel like I'm kind of critical with that. But I'll make excuses for, like, anyone else.
Yes, and I'm totally the other way.
Yeah. Like,
not that I like coddle myself, but I definitely make excuses for myself.
That's, like, something I've realized that, like, it's so stupid, but like, you know that thing where it's like you need to give like as much love and grace to yourself as you do to everyone else. Like, that's something I've been thinking of recently, because it's like all last year my whole thing was putting myself first, and it fucking did wonders. Like, I'm in a great space, but I feel like I'm starting to notice myself kind of going backwards, and I'm like, I don't like this. I don't like how I'm feeling.
I don't know. I don't know.
I feel like for me personally, besides dating, I don't date, obviously. Like, I had like a fling with someone, which I'm sure
I don't know that I would define you as not dating, though. Like, I don't think you're like actively dating, but I go on dates. Yeah. So what's the difference?
Am I dating? Maybe I am dating.
I don't know what we would. Yeah, I don't.
I feel like I went cross-eyed for a second. So if you're watching this, I'm so sorry.
I think that she's trying to date.
You know what? Yeah, that's what it is. I'm trying to date, but I hate that word.
Trying?
Like, yeah, like trying to date. Like, what the fuck does?
Well, it's hard.
It's like I feel like you either do or you don't. I know it's not easy. Like, obviously, I'm going through it.
No, I don't think you do or you don't.
But imagine you introduce me to a guy, and they're like, "Oh, like, do you have a boyfriend?" And Miranda's like, I'm trying to date. This is my friend Randy. She's trying to date. Like, it sounds like trying to date. You can't get a date.
No, I think it's more like trying to find quality people to date.
Yeah, that's another thing. When
anyone can date anyone. There are tons of people that try to follow you on Instagram like all the time, like loser Whittier boys. If you wanted to date them, you could.
Yeah.
But I think shit quality.
This is another thing Miranda told me. I don't know if I've talked about it on here before, but Miranda told me one thing, and it has like, I think this is like one of the things that has stuck with me. That
I can't wait to hear what you're going to say.
We were having a conversation, about the man we just shared the story about. And I remember I kind of made a comment like, well, like, it's stupid because, like, he brings up that I have options and that I'm good looking, and I know that I have options, so fuck it. Like, I have options. Being like,
oh, angry. I remember this.
And Miranda was like, Randy, what is it to have options when they're not quality options? And I remember I was just like,
but it's true, right?
It is. It's so true because, and that just like fucking mind fucked me because it's true. Like, the options I do have, sadly, they are not the best quality.
No, they all are like good in one way and then shit in like 12 other ways.
Yeah, that's like what Kanye said. One good girl is worth 1,000 bitches. Like, I don't know why. Like, sometimes I like to think like, oh, all these people.
I think it's like it's an ego thing, and it's an ego thing yes.
For sure. Because I'm like, I don't need this person.
Yes, I used to remember like when I would date date around, and I'd be like, you don't want to talk to me? Bye. I could go talk to whoever.
this guy. Yeah.
Or like, oh, you don't want to meet us out at this bar? I'll text the other one. And they were all not good people.
Yeah.
But it didn't matter because I was like, look at all these people that want to date me or that want, you know? And so it was like.
That's such like a fucked up mindset to have. And like, I've honestly have had it like.
Yeah.
But I think not even just this instance that we shared with you guys, but just my experience as being someone who has convinced myself like, oh, I have this great dynamic with like this person and like we can easily like date each other without dating each other, like have all the fun without like the arguing and shit like that. Like I remember talking to Sophia about this and I was like, yeah, like it's just going well, like come and go as you please, you talk to them when you want,
yeah,
and it's fine. And I remember like I so vividly I had this conversation with her, and I feel like I even had this conversation with you where I was like convincing myself like, yeah, everything's fine, like I'm having fun.
I remember because then you told her what I said and you told me what she said, and I was like, I miss Sophia.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. It's like I can go to Miranda and Sophia and tell them things and expect like one of them to be like on my side, but the funniest thing is they always say the same exact shit. And Sophia will always be like, yeah, what Miranda said. Yep. Like, yep. And I'm like,
oh, I love you, Sophia.
I'm like, okay, so that's fine. But yeah, I don't know what it is. Like I try to convince myself that I need these like low maintenance relationships. And then like that's
but like are they even really
ever.
Low maintenance? Because think about all the time and effort and like
the
time, effort, and energy that goes into trying to figure out what is going on. Like it's more
bullshit.
time and effort than you have to put in when you're actually dating someone that's like a normal, healthy human being, because those are things you just don't think about. Like I was just talking to my mom about this yesterday because
I honestly, it still blows my mind how like you are in a full blown fucking relationship. Like
it blows my mind sometimes too. But we were just talking about, I remember, right, like when I used to be in a relationship as a kid and seeing some of my friends in relationships now, I'm like, some of the things that they're still worrying about are things that just don't cross my mind anymore. Like when Rodrigo says he's going somewhere or he's with someone, I trust that that's where he is and that's who he's with. Yeah. And then that's it. And the thought leaves my mind and then I move on with my day because I have things to do. Yeah. Where like I have friends that have dated people, you know, in the past year that don't have that, where they're still like, well, what if he's doing this?
I could never imagine going back to that.
Me either. And to me, like that's such a sign,
like in a committed relationship,
that's such a sign that like that's not right. Like I think that
but
I used to think that was like normal because I remember when Rodrigo and I, like, we've been together, I don't know, it'll be 2 years in September, but like I remember thinking already. Like, why don't I feel like that? And then I was like, oh, like this is how normal relationships are supposed to be. I didn't know. But and it's like the same shit like. With that guy. Like you're putting so much, like we put so much thought the other day into like, why isn't he fucking coming? Like what a loser. Da 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 da. For what? It's not low maintenance then, right? Yeah, it's actually like extremely high maintenance. And he lives kind of far. So it's like, and you're paying for gas, and gas is expensive. Like we don't have the fucking time.
Come and see me for once. Yeah. Literally. No. I don't know what it is. It's funny because, so I've talked about my brother on here before, but I have a brother, Ezra, who's 18.
Oh, Ezra.
You guys know how 18-year-olds are now, especially like guys from TikTok.
Scary.
Yeah, but we had a conversation and like I'm pretty open with him about like my dating life. Yeah. Like I try to be like, you know, we're very honest with each other about stuff like that. So I've talked to him about this situation with this guy. And my brother's, Ezra has told me that, I don't know if you guys have heard about it on TikTok. I don't know where people talk about this shit. But, like, masculine and, like, feminine energy.
I haven't seen, I mean, I know, like, what that is, but I've never seen anything about it on TikTok.
So, I don't know if he's, like, just been seeing this on his For You page or if he's, like, studying it or what. My brother fascinates me. But he was saying that he believes I have a lot of masculine energy.
Okay, so you need someone a little more.
No, he's like, not even that. He's like, you need to meet a guy that is gonna bring out like the true feminine side to you. He's like, you're basically too busy with all these shit people, like these players.
Yeah.
And you're also trying to play the part.
Yeah, so you guys
and
are doing
like
the
you're
same
being
shit.
more masculine, and like he's like, you're going out and driving to see him, like trying to control like when you
really
leave.
are,
like you're
bro.
trying you're trying to do this, like you're trying to do that.
But I think too that comes with like, I think that women have been like we've almost been not like taught, but like a little bit, like you want to be the one in power, you want to be the one that's like making the calls so that you're not getting played. So it's like you're like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be the one
And
that
it's-
leaves and I'm gonna do this, but you're doing the
don't
same
know.
shit.
I'm like, I don't want to say I'm like 50-50 of like either. I think I'm just Randy, but like I love to be that person to like try to be in control, but at the same time I was raised, I don't want to say to be a bitch, but like to do whatever you can for a man that you care about. Like honestly, like that's how I was raised.
Okay.
And that's what like I've seen.
Yeah, no,
So,
I mean I see it in you all the time, but
yeah, like
I don't
that's
know.
so funny. Like, is that I feel like that's sad. Like, I don't know what it is.
It's not
but
sad.
Like,
You were just conditioned to think that that's normal.
like at work the other day, Cater to You came on by Destiny's Child on my phone while I was closing up. And I was just laughing because I was like, as a young girl, I was listening to this song. And I was like, yeah, when I get a man, I'm going to put his do-rag on. Like, I'm going to rub his feet. I'm going to make
You're
sure
so
his meal's
funny.
cooked when he gets home.
No. I think
And
that
Miranda's like,
I think
no,
that I'm
never.
I mean, I watched my mom, like, she's always done everything for my dad. And I love that. And I love that that's how they function. But that's done nothing then make me want to be like, ha, no. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not doing that shit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to be like, what if you're home first and you can make fucking dinner? Like, that's how but I also think, like, that's the way they were raised. That's what they saw. Clearly,
See, that's where
what
I'm
you
at.
saw,
I'm like,
and
I'm
so
conditioned to believe this shit.
I think that the only
And it's
reason
hard for me to get out of.
I think the only reason my mind probably changed on those things was because my sister was like, I'm not doing that shit. And so I watched her and Josh get married, and they're very much like, well, she does make a lot of dinner, but Josh will too, like, no problem, I
like,
think
well,
I think she
cook a lot
likes
of
to
meals.
cook, but like they clean together, like all those things are
That's
done
nice.
together. So I think that watching that, I was like, I want to do more of that. Like, I think that's more my speed, but I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like there's so many loving, amazing relationships in my life that like I get to look up to and like look towards. But I don't know. I just like haven't found my thing of like what I like. Like I think I like to convince myself I like things.
I don't think you've met anyone that's like been a good.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I don't know how we got here, but I'm glad we did.
Yeah.
Next time we're talking about alcohol, guys. We're gonna really talk about this.
Yeah.
And if you want to join my month-long sober journey, please do.
Do it. I should do it.
You should.
But then
I've just
how will
decided
I go on
I'm
dates?
like,
just kidding. That was a joke, guys.
Decided I'm
that
like,
was
who
a
cares?
joke.
I also told myself, because I told you we were going to a birthday party next weekend, and I am very shy and timid, and I was like, oh my god, what the fuck am I gonna do?
Yeah.
So I told Rodrigo, I was like, there's this girl I follow on Instagram, and she drinks these like I don't know if it has THC in it. I don't know what it has, or CBD or some shit. I'm like, I'm getting one of those so I can like chill the fuck out before we go, because otherwise I'm gonna be like,
you need one with just CBD.
Yeah, I'm
THC
too scared of
is
THC.
gonna get you fucking mute. You won't even. That would do the opposite of what
I
you
would just
need.
walk home by myself. I'd be like, I'm gonna go.
Yeah. No.
You'd find me in the bathroom just sitting there alone. I'd be having so much fun though, just by myself.
She would, and then you ask her if she's okay, and she'd just be like, "Yeah."
Can you get me some cheese fries,
Cheese
please?
fries, please. My girl. But
Oh, man.
yeah, so I guess moral of this story is we caught you up with our lives.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't have to make excuses. Like, excuses are bullshit. We shouldn't make them for ourselves or other people.
Correct.
I think this is the time where if you listen to my little bullshit story, think about, is anyone doing that to you currently?
Making you make excuses for them?
Yeah. Or are they making excuses and
For
you're just kind of looking
and you're
past
going
them?
with them. Yeah.
Yeah, like you're just like, it's happened a couple times. Because that's how it starts off, girls.
Yeah, you know that you're fucking
You know
down
it's
bad
happening.
when you start telling your mom, "No, mom, he's just this," or like, "No,
He's so
that."
busy.
Yeah, when you have to
Oh
start
my god,
defending them to
he
people,
works.
and like you're not even believing what you're saying, but you're just saying it so
Yeah.
that other people don't judge them. That's how you know it's not good.
Oh my god,
You
I
know?
think the best that has nothing to do with excuses, or maybe it does. When someone's like, "Oh, show me a picture of them," and you're like, "Oh, they don't take good pictures."
That's so funny. I love when
Yeah.
people can't find a good picture of someone. I'm like, Randy,
My favorite thing now
that's a
is when
sign.
Miranda asks me what someone looks like. I'm just like, "Oh, they don't have pictures."
Yeah, she sent me
I'm
what
like,
this
"Oh, I
one
can't
guy.
find any."
She sent me what this one guy looked like, and I was like, he looks like a fucking thumb from Spy Kids. Do you remember who I'm talking about?
I feel like that's who we're talking about now.
He looks like a thumb.
I don't.
He does.
Yeah. Well, I was
Send in pictures of your ugly exes, and I'll tell you what I'll compare them to something. Is that mean? I don't care. Only if they've been mean to you, then I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll find an animal that they look like or a cartoon character.
Honestly, everyone needs a Miranda in their life because she fucking went off on this guy.
I did.
And I love that. But yeah, don't make excuses for people.
Or yourself.
What's the worst excuse you've ever got in a relationship or like from anyone?
Oh, the worst excuse I've ever got.
Like about anything. Like relationship, dating, friendship.
God, there's probably so many I can't even remember. Probably like when I was friends with like people in college that were not my real friends and would just like make any kind of excuse to like not be a good friend, you know?
Yeah, to be fucked up.
Or
I feel like that's what I think about too with like my ex like best friendships.
Yeah, like, well, you did this, so I didn't do blah, or like shit like that, and it's like, what? I can't really remember. I feel like dating stuff, guys just come up with any fucking dumb shit to say to like not do what you're asking them to do, or like to not be upfront about. Oh, okay, I just thought of one.
Oh, she thought of something. That was
remember
animated.
remember that one guy that I wouldn't say I dated him. How am I gonna? He was friends with the wrinkly shirt.
Yeah. I was gonna say either Soul Patch or White Boy.
No. Remember he like we were talking. I like cut off this other dude because I was like so excited to talk to him, and then he like went MIA for like I don't know how long, and then eventually texts me again out of nowhere, and I let him make the excuse of just like whatever dumb shit he said.
I was gone or whatever.
Yeah, and I was like right back like okay, like what?
Now that I think about that, it's pretty funny because now I'm realizing that you convinced yourself that you really liked him too.
100%. 100%. I think I thought I liked him because he was different than what I had dated before.
Yeah.
And so
you're like, this is it. I think this is it because it's so different.
Oh my
getting along.
God. Jesus.
I don't know how many times I've been there.
That was really like my one person I ever hung out with that was like, what the fuck are you? Like that was just so out of character for me. Everyone else kind of like makes a little more sense, but that one was just alarming.
You know what? You're right. You definitely can say that I'm trying to date because I've almost been at work for a year now.
Mm-hmm.
And McKenna and I were talking about this yesterday because I was almost going to say his name. I was talking to her about the situation.
Bleep.
And she was like, why do I feel like when a guy comes in your life and you kind of finally start to like give him more of a chance, like if you're actually interested, she's like, that's when everything gets fucked up. And I'm like, yeah, like it's true. Like that's how it happens. And it's like, I'm not hurt by it at all because it's like, this is funny, but I pray every day. And I always pray. I'm like, whoever's not meant to be in my life, like take them the fuck out.
Get
like
away.
I don't care how bad it hurts.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always after I pray that shit that someone stops talking to me or whatever. And I'm just like,
then you gotta take it as a sign, bitch.
It is. Yeah, I'm
take
like,
it as a sign. Move on.
Miranda's like, I'm fucking over this thumb.
I am over him. If I never have to see his little thumb head again, not that I've seen it in person, but I don't want to see it even on a photo again. He has no good photos either.
Yeah, but no excuses, people. They're stupid.
Yeah, I'm going to try not to make them for myself anymore. That's going to be my new thing.
I'm going to try to not make them for men because why am I doing that anyway?
Yeah, you don't even do it for yourself. Dumb.
and I'm doing it for a man. Why am I like this? I need to have a serious conversation with my mom. But I'll be like, mother,
Mom, you fucked me up a little
I'm
bit.
a little too conditioned.
I need to unlearn. You need to be
Mean. You need
yeah,
to be mean.
but you have to train yourself how to do it, right? You have to condition yourself. So when you like positive reinforcement and like negative reinforcement, you have to do that with yourself. Do you know how to do that? I'll send you stuff about it.
Oh my God, send me stuff.
So it's like training. Therapist. It's like training yourself. He tried it with dogs. I give myself
doggy treats.
Yeah, exactly.
You did good today.
Pavlov
I just want
and
someone
his
to
dogs.
be like, good girl. Good girl. Here's a Tic Tac.
But you have to do that for yourself. Like, if you don't talk to someone shitty, then take an ice bath, or like, I don't know, go get a Starbucks, or go get a Slurpee. I haven't had a Slurpee in forever.
Same.
I'm going to get one this weekend.
Now. I love that.
Every time Randy behaves well, I'm going to drop off a Slurpee.
A little one. You'd be like, if you do this 100 times in a row,
you get a big
Randy,
one.
I'll get you the big one. I'd be like, fuck yeah. Cherry at the bottom, bitch. Layer that shit.
Oh my God. I'm going to cry.
I love us, and I'm so happy we're back.
Our
next episode will be all about fucking drinking.
Yeah. I'm excited.
And our relationship with that.
I can't believe we haven't done this.
What the Fuck Are We Doing is back. Tell your friends, share the episode, and yeah. Rate us 5-star, bitches.
That's all.